Okay, today we're going to work on revising the lead introduction paragraph. We're going to be working on a rough draft. So before we get started, please make sure everybody is in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 slide, and your rough draft is open. You should, in here, have done your free write about your change maker. Now, what we're going to work on today is we're going to revisit the rough draft and revise and edit the lead, introduction paragraph after we watch the video. Now, when we're done watching the video, there's a timer here you can set for 10 minutes, and it'll help you keep focused. Now, what we're going to be looking for is hooking the reader, give content and or background on your topic, set up the focus, and we are going to highlight the changes we make in dark yellow ink. A couple things before we start. Never begin an introduction with a statement that begins with in an essay. In this essay I'm going to write about, and the length should be about 3 to 5 sentences long. So I'm going to go to my rough draft with a little mini lesson embedded. And the first thing, remember, review the rubric. It is a guide to aid you in your writing. So this is what we want to see, is we want to get 7 to 8, because we want to do our best. So again, criteria A, analyzing, supporting details, justifying opinions, evidence. And this is the part where we are going to start using colors in the rough draft. And over here, producing text effectively uses transitional words, relevant direct quotes, justifies the reasons with evidence, and 3 supporting details. This is more in the body of the essay. We're going to focus on this side of the rubric today. Now, I copied and pasted my introductory paragraph that I had written in my rough draft. Notice I put my name and the title of my essay. And what we're going to be looking for in this first introductory paragraph is hook your reader. Like, you can use a surprising fact or statistic. You can start with a question, like, do you believe slavery is important? Do you think women's rights are important? Use a quotation. I tend to like quotations. A brief anecdote, a story that you might find that relates to the essay. A broad summary. The next part they're going to want to make sure that you put in the paragraph is historical, geographical, or social context. Like, what was going on in history? Is there a region of the country? Socially, what was happening in the world? Definitions of unfamiliar terms. Like, we put, like, the change maker is a courageous risk taker. So that was you've done the definition part. Set up the focus and purpose of your essay. The opinion claim statement clearly shows the essay focus. We worked on editing and revising the opinion claim statement, so that clearly shows what we're going to be writing about. And then remember, when you're writing your essay, everything in the introduction has to relate to the body of the essay. Now, to start, like I said, I like a quotation. So I'm going to go back to my sticky note, and I'm going to highlight and copy, because I believe this is where the quote was. And I'm going to open the Explore tool, which is open. You know, you can go to Tools, and you can use the Explore tool, or just so that we can be on the same page, you can use the Explore tab down here. I'm going to put in, it did not copy and paste what I wanted. Let's see, go back to the sticky note. I'm going to Control copy, go back to the Control V, and put in that website, and see that it shows up here, WW History. I'm going to click on it. Okay, and I'm going to scroll down. I believe it's toward the bottom, if I remember correctly. There they are. Okay, so we have quotes here. So what we're going to do is read through them. Let me turn off the volume. Okay. So we're going to go back down here where the quotes are. There we go. And I'm just going to click on, I'm trying to get some of this busy stuff out of here. Okay, Susan B. Anthony quotes. I'm going to read them through to see which one I want to use. I declare to you that women must not depend on the protection of man, but must be taught to protect yourself, and there I take my stand. That sounds like just men and women. I don't think it talks about slavery. I distrust those people who know so well what God wants them to do because I notice it always coincides with their own desires. Now, that one could work. It's very general, but I think I'm looking for something that's more about her strength in promoting what she's advocating for. Independence is happiness. Now, that one makes me think of slavery. Organize, agitate, educate must be our war cry. To me, that sounds like movement, protest, advocate. We need to change things. That sounds like her to me. And it addresses all the parts of the opinion claim statement. No man is good enough to govern any woman without her consent. That to me talks about married women, so that one doesn't work. So if I go back and I look at them, I'm going to pick this one because I think it relates best to what my essay is trying to say. So I'm going to control copy. I'm going to go back to my rough draft, and the quotation goes at the beginning because it starts it. So I put in the quote, and then I'm going to highlight it in dark yellow because I added it. Then I am going to put the cursor here. Okay. And remember we talked about we can do our work citation right from Explore. So first of all, I want to make sure MLA format and see when these quotations show up and we have the right website. Click right, the cursor's there, click on the quote, the one comes up, and your work citation in MLA format is all set up for you. Okay, so that is one easy step. So now we have Hook Your Reader, we give context, we set up the focus and purpose. So I'm going to read it to see if there's something I still need to do. Organize, agitate, educate must be our war cry. In the 1800s, women and men of color in the United States did not have the same rights as white men. It was against the law for them to vote, and married women did not have the same rights as their spouses. A woman named Susan B. Anthony was a courageous risk-taker who advocated social change through promoting movements to abolish slavery, to grant women and men of color the right to vote, and to improve rights for married women. These movements included holding protests and rallies, and marches and rallies to try to change the Constitution. Now, when I look at this, I really would like to end my paragraph on the claim statement. So, and this will be included, this last sentence will be included in the body of the essay. So here I am. I'm going to change it to gold, the dark yellow, and then I am going to go to text and I'm going to strike through it. Now, the reason I'm not going to remove it is because I may use these words in the body of the essay, or I may come back and I might move them after this sentence. So you're never really done editing and revising until you submit your essay. So here now, because I want it to be all organized, I'm going to go and I'm going to make it all formatted nice. So we have our first introductory paragraph done. So we are going to go back and you're going to open up your rough draft and you are going to work on yours. I'm going to keep this slide up like you will. So you're going to have the rough drafts. You can tab between the two, and you're going to hook your reader. You're going to give context. You're going to set up the focus and purpose. And now you're going to set your timer. You got this. You can do this. And remember, ask for help if you need it. Ask for clarification if you need it. Review the video if you need to. Thanks for listening.